Women aren't as strong as men.
They aren't as important as male athletes.
Female athletes aren't serious about playing sports.
Women are less aggressive.
They get hurt too easily.
They get too emotional.
These stereotypes aren't true and they don't define us.
How do you feel when people use the phrase, like a girl?
I feel like when people say like a girl, I feel like they intend it to be a bad thing. But I really honestly don't think it needs to be. I think like a girl should be an empowering type of thing. I think it should encourage girls and show them that it's okay to do things like a girl because you are a girl.
When people say like a girl, it's like they don't really understand what it's like to be a girl, because especially with sports and stuff, girls can do anything that anybody else can do. Like there's no difference. Like you can't just say like a girl and expect it not to mean anything to anybody.
I feel like it's a stereotype, and people say like a girl to diminish our like athletic ability.
I throw like a girl.
I kick like a girl.
People say we run like girls.
What do we say to that? Try and keep up.
Do you feel empowered when playing sports?
It depends on the situation. Like sometimes if I'm playing sports with like boys, they'll always be like, you kick like a girl, or you're not aggressive, or you're not strong, or you suck at soccer. I get that all the time. And that's when I don't feel empowered. Like they just bring me down. But when I have like a really good game, or I do something to prove them wrong, then I feel empowered. Like I feel like, hey, I can do this. No one can get in the way of that.
Okay, so when I play sports, like I would say I do feel empowered, because I mean I love playing it, and it's not just like a certain gender can do something. Like multiple people can do the same thing. It's not just up to one gender to be able to justify what they can do.
Yes, I do. Winning is a sense of pride for me, and knowing that I could beat a guy is even better.
I want to play sports.
Can you beat guys in sports?
Yeah.
Can girls be as strong as boys?
Yeah.
High five. What? Yeah. How does society impact the way you feel about playing sports?
I think society has created these stereotypes for women, and I think that these stereotypes are used so often against women that they just feel like that's the norm, like that's what they're supposed to be like, and that's how it is. And they'll always be like, oh, because I'm a girl, I can't play soccer. Like I've told myself that before. I've been like, oh, I can't run fast, probably because I'm a girl. Like, and I've always thought, oh, boys have to be better at me than like soccer or any sport, just because they've convinced me that that's the way it's supposed to be. But it's not. Like that's not how it should be.
Like I guess I can feel put down because society, like they judge you in so many ways. Like society, it's always gonna be there to put you down in a certain way.
Yeah, they always portray women like a certain way, that they're like fragile and stuff.
Mm-hmm. But they're not. They don't actually know what's going on.
Society sees it as like girls shouldn't be playing certain sports, or girls shouldn't do this, and girls shouldn't do that. And I think being opposite of what they think is great.
This is me, Emily McGavro. I've played soccer ever since I was little, and as I got older, I've joined and become to love many other sports as well. As I got into higher levels of competition, sexism became very prevalent in my life around the sports I played. People said I wasn't strong enough, fast enough, or skilled enough to compete with the guys. Even though us women continue to prove these people wrong, the discrimination against women in sports still occurs in our society today. One aspect of the injustice is the enormous wage gap between men and women's sports. Male athletes get compensated significantly more than female athletes in professional sports competition. Time magazine explains how the women on the national soccer team make about 40% of what their male counterparts do. And even worse, the women's national team was paid $2 million from FIFA for winning the World Cup, while the German men's team received $35 million for winning the Men's World Cup in 2014. The 11th place U.S. men's team took home $9 million. What the? The 16 men's teams that were knocked out in the first round of the 2014 World Cup each received $8 million. That's $6 million more than amazing female athletes like Carly Lloyd, Alex Morgan, and Abby Wambach that put in so much effort to win the tournament. Women are persevering in their own individual sport, but receive very little reward compared to men receiving glory and riches. Also, some women's college and pro sports receive less funding from organizations like NCAA, FIFA, LPGA, and WNBA, just to name a few. Even some collegiate men's sports coaches have joined together to lobby Congress to change Title IX. Title IX prohibits the discrimination in education and athletics on the basis of gender. It was in effect June 23, 1972, including athletics, which they argue is hurting their sports by taking opportunities away from men. This argument is a myth. As more women are becoming athletes, they have not replaced men. The total number of athletes has increased as a whole. When men excel in their sports, they are praised highly with news stories as well as specials on TV. When women make a game-winning shot or break a record time, you will seldom see it in the media. Of all sports media coverage, women take home just 4%. Men take up a vast majority with 96%. Women's sports receive less media coverage due to the discouraging fact that many believe women's sports can be boring and slow-paced. When women's sports are covered, there are fewer camera angles, fewer cuts to shot, and fewer instant replays. Yeah, it's going to seem to be a slower game, and it's going to seem less exciting. At my high school, it's sad to see men's sports bringing more attention from students and faculty. At our men's sporting events, there's always a great amount of spectators. But at our women's sporting events, there's always a significant amount less. Just because you may not see these strong female athletes in the media or hear about them by word of mouth doesn't mean they do not exist. Young women in the world deserve to witness these strong women in the media so they know it can be possible to break these stereotypical boundaries. We can do it. We can prove these untrue stereotypes wrong. We can change the world. Female athletes shouldn't be judged on an inadequate reason like gender. We should be given an opportunity to show our skills and strengths because we will surprise you. Women are strong and powerful and fast, and we demand equality in this male-dominated world.
Gender still plays sports.